Okay, yeah, I'm back. It was a miserable, it was a horrible 2-day migraine, and that's what went down. It was absolutely terrible. So sorry I was not around, but we are back in action and moving right along. And the remnants of the migraine are still around, but we push on, we push on. There is one big, bad, beautiful blunder. This is not going to go well. All of the wonderful things, and I'm sorry, not all of the wonderful things. The one big, beautiful bill, I think they're calling it. There are some good things in there. What's up, Brendan? There are some good things in there. There were great things in there, and they're all getting stripped out. And yes, we are going to talk about Mike Lee's land grab. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the really craptastic parliamentarian that was appointed by Harry Reid and is still there. Harry Reid's the guy that, remember, his treadmill punched him in the face a few times, and then he announced that he wasn't going to run for Senate again. Yeah, remember that? This woman is an activist. This woman is pulling things out of the bill that I don't know, anything conservative. In either pulling it out of the bill, saying it violates some sort of rule as written, or she takes it from the simple majority, Harry Reid, simple majority, to the 60 vote threshold, which you're not going to get in any way, shape, fashion, form, and you're going to get at all. Unless it's something that protects all politicians and allows them to continue to steal money. So she has removed today. She has removed the silencer portion, and if you didn't know that one of the portions of the bill was the I think Firearm Hearing Act or something like that, which made this took suppressors, silencers, off of the basically taking them off of the machine gun category, and people can buy a silencer if they want to buy a silencer. They took that out. She said it violated the Byrd rule. Okay. Changes are going to have to be made, especially the Senate parliamentarian, P-Funk. I'm just going to call her the Senate P-Funk All-Star. She is doing her thing and needs to be replaced. One thing she did push to the 60 vote threshold was Mike Lee's land grab. Now, Mike Lee is a Utah senator who I encourage you to call. And I actually, you know what, you're wasting your breath at this point. We actually need to take our sights back to the House and start calling representatives, start calling congressmen and women, and just senators are a lost cause at this point, because Mike Lee went from 3 million acres, 3 million acres of your public land, my public land, our public land, and just dropped it down to 1.2 million. You know, I heard you, Hunter Nation. I heard you. We're going to drop this down to 1.225 million. And by the way, not available for sale, mandate sale. A mandated sale. Oh, this is a absolute, it's political suicide, and I don't understand. I mean, I understand. I think he's in. I think his term ends in 4 years. I think he's got 4 years left on his term. Yeah, he's in 2029. So it seems to me that he is absolutely bucking the system here, bucking conservatives, Democrats. Everyone hates this guy right now. He is Senate public enemy number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And somehow he thinks, and if he gets this passed in 4 years, he can I don't know, within those 4 years, do something that puts him in a positive light and he wins re-election. But I'll guarantee this, that if Mike Lee does get this passed, which I don't think it will, we have to stay on the gas, but I don't think it's going to. But if it does, we're going to primary the hell out of him. Hell, I know people would move to Utah just to run against him, and they'll be well funded. They'll be well funded. The developers will trust me. I actually heard this from Tequila Jim the other day. He said, the developers have a lot of money. They'll keep him in office. Nope. The developers, when the developer's name gets attached to this, that is a bad look. When the developers say, I don't care. I'm just going to throw one out there. Say it's like Pulte Homes. I don't even know if they're still in business. But let's say it's like Pulte Homes. Pulte's like, yeah, no, we had nothing to do with this. We just, there was some land they told us to build houses on. Crap. No, we're not going to donate to Mike Lee's campaign. Hell no. Don't worry. He'll have a nice board seat at BlackRock or Vanguard or something like that. He's going to be just fine. The man is quite literally selling your stuff for his own gain. Okay? Second, what the heck just go? Watch this. What the hell just happened here? What the boop? There we go. Oh, it's like my damn light went on. This has to go back to the House. I am thankful for a handful of congressmen and women who are telling Speaker Johnson, when it comes back to the House for our final version, it will not be, land grab will not be in there. So I am going to read this to you. So I'm going to actually end up having to put my glasses on. You know how this stuff works, guys. It's just how it goes. And I'll let you Speaker Johnson. Okay. The Republican conference under your leadership continues to prove the pundits, press, and Democrats wrong time after time. The House, One Big Beautiful Bill Act, OB3, it's called. I didn't know that. OB3, fantastic. Okay, blah, blah, blah. A bunch of kissing each other's booties. We write today with deep concerns about the Senate bill. While the Senate parliamentarian has ruled Senator Lee's original language out of order due to the Byrd rule, the senator is motivated to include the sale of public lands in this bill. This would be a grave mistake, unforced error, and poison pill that will cause the bill to fail should it come to the House floor. We support OB3. I love that. OB3 passed by the House generally accept changes to the bill made by the Senate. However, we cannot accept the sale of federal lands the Senator Lee seeks. If a provision to sell public lands is in the bill that reaches the House floor, we will be voting no. This is fantastic. We are all from Western states with large holdings of federal land. Montana's 1st District is roughly 80% federal land. Oregon is 52%. California, 46%. We understand and agree with Senator Lee that our House colleagues, that the federal government has mismanaged federal lands for decades. However, we do not agree with their solution. We believe advancing the House Republican legislative agenda on public lands and natural resources, along with using existing law of land disposals, there's existing stuff to do that, yeah, is the correct path forward. Our country needs OB3 to restore fiscal sanity, prosperity, blah, blah, blah. We are not going to do it. Next page is, hang tight. Oh, zoom, please. Thank you for continued leadership in listening to our concerns. Ryan Zinke, Mike Simpson, Dan Newhouse, Cliff Bentz, and David Valadeo. God bless all 5 of you. We're going to call them the Land Grab 5. God bless you. All heroes don't wear capes, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, this is bad. You guys, and it has to be done. It has to be dealt with. This is an absolute abomination. I mean, think about it. It's just like somebody coming into your house and saying, I'm going to sell 2 of your bedrooms. Wait, what? What do you mean you're going to sell 2 of my bedrooms? Yeah. I'm going to sell some of your stuff too while I'm at it. No, that's my stuff. I know, but we need it to do something else. We're going to sell this room. We're going to sell your garage. What? It's the same thing. This is our stuff. I said, they don't care. They don't listen. Some do though, Lynn. Obviously Mike Lee doesn't, but obviously there are congressmen and women that are hearing this and understanding that we're not going to have anything to do with selling off all of these lands. So not going to happen. And I am confident now that it won't get through, but the audacity of this asshat to take it from 3 million down to 1.25 million acres and claim to be the hero. And again, throw out this gibberish that it's going to be for the American working family. Shut up. Just shut up. It is absolutely ridiculous to think this guy is that stupid and thinks we're that stupid. And this guy is that arrogant to even keep this in there. To be like, yo. Okay, everybody, I heard. The minute we stop calling people in Washington, D.C. leadership, we stop calling them leaders. GOP leaders, Democrat leaders today. They're not leaders, they're representatives. They work for us. And so once Mike Lee was told, you ain't representing us the way we want to be represented. You are not, this does not represent our values. It does not represent what we want. It does not represent our heritage. It does not represent our activity. It doesn't represent our lifestyle. None of it. If he was truly representative, he would just say, yeah, you're right. Okay, we're backing off this. No. He's going to make too much money on this. It benefits the working family. Shut up. Man, we don't believe any of it. We don't believe any. What's up, Daniel? Hey, doing? Good to have everybody here. Yeah, so that is, I'm still optimistic. I don't think it's going to fly. If it does, I hope that somebody can come to their senses and pull funding for it, or however we do it. But what I'm hoping happens is that El Presidente jumps in at the end and said, no, you're not doing that, period, end of story, full stop. You are not doing it. A huge win for the president today, a gigantic win for the administration. I think a gigantic win for we the people. Apparently, district court judges, according to the Supreme Court, district court judges can no longer squash any of Trump's agenda. They can't just blanket squash it. That's unconstitutional. Not going to be able to do it. So remember when the whatever the judge in Boston was like, oh, there will be no mass deportations in the United States. Yeah, because the Supreme Court said you can't do that. You can't do that, little activist judgy. You can't do that. And so this is going to open up the floodgates for the Trump White House agenda. And basically the courts aren't going to be able to do anything about it. If activist judges want to shut it down in their state, they can. In their district, sure. Nationwide bans can't happen. Can't happen, won't happen. So, yeah, you know, if nothing else, it gave the activist attorneys and those that seek to upend Trump's agenda and his successes, it just made it gave them a little bit more work to do. You know, you're gonna have to get about 20 rulings at this pace instead of just one. So don't sleep on them either. They're going to make it happen. They will do the work. They are motivated and well compensated. I don't know now. I mean, they're probably compensated by a lot of USAID money. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's stick with some stupidity. Did you hear about this guy? Apparently, the guy that took Cuomo out of the New York City mayor's race, this little socialist guy, this Islamic socialist dude, completely and I mean, it wasn't even close, squashed Cuomo. Squashed him. This guy had celebrity backing, but I don't know if it's celebrity. Really?
It is election day. I'm on my...
Yeah, at one point, I think she was cute in the whole Sex and the City days. Yeah, Cynthia Nixon. This chick just looks like, I don't know. I'm not going to shame her, but I mean, I'll let her shame her.
My way to vote. I don't know that I have ever been more excited to vote for anyone than I...
Yeah, you said that about Clinton. You said that about Biden, and you said that about Kamala. You said the same thing, and you've done these same stupid videos every single time. But here she goes.
I am to vote for Zohran Mamdani. I've got my Don't Rank Cuomo t-shirt, but I have them hidden because I'm going to a polling site. Zohran 1, Brad 2, Adrian 3, Stringer 4.
All socialists.
Michael Blake 5. And whatever you do, don't rank Cuomo.
So they have a ranking.
Vote for Jumaane. Vote for Justin Brannan. We have a chance to make sure that our corrupt...
She actually had somebody hired. She's like, somebody's following her the camera. I don't think she's holding it.
Sexual harassing, Trump donor supported, disgraced former governor is not elected mayor of New York. And we have a chance. Oh, we're within the polling site now. We have a chance to elect Zohran, to have fast free buses, to have rent-stabilized apartments
Socialism.
with the rent frozen.
Socialism.
We have subsidized grocery stores.
Socialism.
And we have free childcare from ages
Socialism.
6 months to 5 years. We have a guy who will stand up to Trump, and we will have a guy
Stand
who
up to
creates a
Trump.
city for all of us. Make sure you vote today and don't rank Cuomo.
Okay, there's the gig there. This is bless her heart. I love this. That a city mayor can take on Trump. Stand up to Trump. No, he can't. Sorry. State law trumps city law, and federal law trumps state law. So you're stand up to Trump. Go ahead, stand up to Trump. He's ready for that. Who will pay for it all, Truman? We're getting there. Watch this. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. Do you remember this bozo? She's Kamala's daughter-in-law. His stepdaughter. Yes, right there. She's Kamala's stepdaughter. Where did this bozo go? Oh, here she is.
Feeling a little trauma walking to the same polling station.
I'm feeling trauma because everything's about me and I'm a victim because this is where I voted for my mamala. I voted for her and she didn't win because she sucked.
I did to vote for Kamala. And, I'm just feeling a lot of hope right now.
There you go.
Did it.
Got my boob sticker.
I'm feeling a huge mix of emotions. I'm really nervous, but I'm
For
also
what?
so hopeful. It's been so spectacular seeing New York come together in this way and rally behind Zoran.
No, they're rallying behind free shit stuff. Sorry. They're rallying behind free stuff. That's what they're rallying behind. They're not rallying behind anything but free stuff. By the way, Chica, you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah, let's fucking do this, guys.
Let's tell us, guys. Wow. These people are fantastic. Yeah, the Trump derangement syndrome is really, Frank. It seriously is, dude. It just is. It's entertaining. It really is entertaining. I haven't seen a lot of like syndromes and derangement things that are entertaining. This is entertaining. Just straight up entertaining. Yes. All right. Let's meet him, shall we? This is Robert. All right, here we go.
Democratic socialist, right? And I'm curious what you think this means. I mean, do you like capitalism?
No, I
don't.
Many critiques of capitalism. And I think ultimately the definition for me of why I call myself a democratic socialist is the words of Dr. King decades ago. He said,
Shut up.
Call it democracy or call it democratic socialism. There must be a better distribution of wealth for all of God's children in this country. And that's what I'm focused on is dignity and taking on income inequality. And for too long, politicians have pretended that we're spectators to that crisis of affordability. We're actually actors, and we have the choice to exacerbate it, like Mayor Adams has done, or to respond to it and resolve it, like I'm planning to do.
Yeah, he is smooth as hell, dude. You know that. I mean, this guy, you got to give him that. The guy is smooth. The guy basically just said, "I'm going to redistribute wealth in New York City," and he sounded cool doing it. That's some dangerous stuff right there. That guy is a Muslim. He is about Sharia law. He is about defunding the police. He is about the funny thing is he acts, because that's his resume. He acts as if he's pro LGBTQ, like he's pro spectrum. And he understand if he had his way, they would all be chucked off buildings, but he needs their votes. Oh, right, exactly. Maggie, you're right. Keep MLK's Martin Luther the King. You keep Dr. King's name out your mouth. Mm-hmm. It's snake oil salesman. Amen to that, Maggie. I'm telling you. Holy mackerel. Escape from New York. It's yeah. Okay. So we're in. Hold on. Actually, The View was backing that today. The little blonde bimbo that they have on there, she's just in love with it. I mean, madly in love with this guy, but they squash her. So let's stay on who this guy is, and then we'll go from there. We'll go. Here it goes.
We've been found as legislators when we go into these courts. The term violent crime is even used when people are stealing packages. Violent crime is even used when people are accused of burglary and there happens to be a housing unit in that same dwelling. So violence is an artificial construction.
Violence is an artificial construction. Violence is, especially when you talk about criminals. This dude wants to empty the jails. Literally. He wants to empty the jail.
We have to be very clear that what is happening here with these district attorneys, that is violence. That is violence of the highest degree.
this is him. Yo, this is what this guy's going to win. He's going to win. He's going to win in a landslide. And here he is on the Breakfast Club because everybody's giving him a microphone now.
Is that we raise $10 billion to pay for our entire economic agenda and start to Trump-proof our city because we know
Trump-proof our city. Okay. Yeah, Trump-proof the city.
He'll use federal funding as leverage over this city. And we will do so in two key ways. The first is to match the state's top corporate tax rate to that of New Jersey. We are at 7.25%. They're at 11.5%. Corporations can pay it over there. They can pay it over here. And the beauty of it is that
don't worry, they're all going to stay there, right? Yeah, the corporation's going to stay there. But here's what he does. Listen to this socialist piece of garbage. Listen.
It doesn't just apply to corporations headquartered in New York City. Because when you say this, people will say, well, they're going to go to Florida. Mm-hmm. Wherever you are headquartered, as long as you do business in the state of New York, you are taxable for that corporate tax. We're talking about corporations that are making millions of dollars, not in revenue, but in profit.
Oh, they have profit. See, this is the whole thing. It gets me every single time. We'll get back to them. It gets me. They're making $1 million in profit. Yeah, that's the goal. You want the company to stay around, don't you? They need to have a profit to stay in business. Yeah, but you really feel these Democrat nonsensical bozos, they believe that that's their money. Well, I can just take that. I can just take that money. These were the same guys that were clutching their pearls over Trump's tariffs. And they're like, oh, no, I'm just going to tax the hell out of everything. Same? Jeez, these guys. Fantastic. Here we go.
And the second is taxing the top 1% of New Yorkers. We're talking about people who make $1 million a year or more, taxing them just by a flat 2% tax increase.
Just a flat 2%. Hey, no big deal. No, hey, 20 grand isn't a lot of money, right? I mean, just 2%. What's 20 grand to them? He calls it a rounding error.
And I know if 50 Cent is listening, he's not going to be happy about this. Mm-hmm. He tends to not like this tax policy, but I want to be very clear. This is about $20,000 a year. It's a rounding error. And all of these things together, they make every New Yorker's life better.
It's not your money.
Including those who are actually getting taxed.
Now, you also want to cut.
Including those who's getting taxed. Isn't that neat? I made $1 million last year. Now I have to pay, instead of my standard with federal, my standard 40%. Now I have to pay 42, which is $400,000. Now I have to pay another 2% on there, which is $20,000. Because, it's rounding here. It's a rounding here. This is him. That's the guy. He will be the next mayor of New York City. Can guarantee. You can tell by all the press he's getting already. All the press, all the donations that he's getting right now. 100%. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah. So, okay, let's continue here with The View because they were so excited to talk about him. This girl, I forget her name. She's just sitting there crying how happy she is.
That is so brilliant. He's going to tax the billionaires. He actually said...
That's so brilliant, right? He's going to tax the billionaires. It's so brilliant. Stroke of genius.
He wants to raise the corporate tax.
Who, the mayor?
The
Democratic primary one.
He said, I'm going to...
He can't tax them federally. He can do city tax, but they'll move out of New York.
If you raise the corporate tax rate in New York, you're going to kill a lot of businesses that are
Yeah, but you know what? The bottom line is billionaires need to stop making tax write-offs and make the country their contribution. And they need to pay their damn taxes. Yes, but I'm saying that he said the way...
When you have the girls, The View turning on you, basically calling you stupid, that might be the lowest of anything you could call someone. That has to be the lowest. Period.
He's going to fund his freeze on rents in New York City is by taxing wealthy corporations and a flat tax for the highest 1%
What about owners?
Not just New York City. Nationwide. If you tax every United States billionaire at 100%, you take all of their wealth. You take it just one day, just take it 100% mine. That'll fund the United States government for about 17 days. This tax the rich fallacy, this fantasy, it is absolutely absurd. It's childish. It really is childish. There's absolutely no way that taxing a certain group of people and income earners is going to put people in rent-controlled apartments and not run a deficit. It's impossible. The math isn't there. What does Jasmine Crockett say? The math done math. The math's not math in here. Yeah. But understand this. Nobody's voting for this guy because he's got some great ideas. They're voting because he's promising free stuff. That's it. He's running on a campaign of free stuff. And if you break the law, you're going to go to jail for 10 minutes and you're going to get out. That's what he's running on. Oh, yeah. I'm sure the billionaires do own some of the apartments. I'm sure they do. It's all a joke. It'll never, it won't pass. It won't pass. None of this will pass. He's just going to get his parking spot and his big payday. He's going to be just rise to the top of the Democrat Party and again prove that the Democrats aren't reading the room. They aren't reading the room. They haven't read the room, and it's disheartening, really. I mean, look at Brandon Johnson in Chicago, the mayor of Chicago. Same guy, same speaking the same language. He's done absolutely nothing for that city. Nothing. Except for an $80,000 home office renovation for his wife on taxpayer dime. The people are criminals. They're snake oil salesmen. They're shysters. They're charlatans. And that's just, and no, big cities, big blue cities are just going to fall. It's how it's going to work. And we're going to sit there and watch it, have the popcorn. Break tax laws, don't pay it. Yeah, to get out of jail in 10 minutes. Exactly. Yeah. Break the tax laws. Might have to pay a fine. Yeah. It's scary as hell. It truly is. Let's talk about some fun stuff, shall we? You know that guy that dresses up as a chick and goes to a bunch of restaurants and films himself getting misgendered and then plays victim? Know that? The super, super, super annoying one. He might be going to jail. He is a dude. He's a man dressed as a woman, went into a Disney World bathroom in Florida and took pictures of himself. A man in a woman's bathroom taking pictures. Nope. Florida started an investigation into this this idiot. What's this idiot's name? You guys know who I'm talking about. There we go. That's right. Yeah. Lily Tino. Yeah, that guy. That guy. This needs to be in jail. Attorney General is going after, launched an investigation. He went in there and took pictures. And this to me, I think is just justice. Just justice. I was reading, there's an article here, I believe it was in the Mail. It's ma'am. Oh yeah, Brennan, that's all this. Oh, he is absolutely the worst. The worst. But here's the deal though. This is what when Dylan Mulvaney did the whole Budweiser, the Bud Light trans can. When Dylan Mulvaney was, basically celebrating my, 1 year of being a girl or girlhood or something like that. What bothered me was that women didn't stand up. Even lesbian women didn't stand up. Nobody stood up and said, this is disgusting. This is not who we are. You're acting like a woman. That's how you think women act. You're playing a woman by just being over the top and hysterical and giggly. And that's how women act. And that's why it got me. I don't care if you want to dress like a chick, dress like a chick. Who cares? Leave me out of it. But when you start saying this is like kind of acting, this is what a girl, is this how a girl acts? No. Surrounded by girls my whole life. The only boy in my family. And so that's none of them act like that. None of them. And so this whole it's ma'am and I need them. Me. That's not how women act. So I was pleased to see this. The Daily Mail said the controversial trans activist tearing her own community apart. Trans women say influencer Lily Tino's rage baiting post are putting them all at risk, and they are correct. Full-time content creator, 500,000 followers on TikTok. I have 200,000. It's not that big of a deal. He is condemned by trans women of putting already marginalized community at risk, even greater harm or malice by reinforcing negative stereotypes in rage bait clips on TikTok. That's right. He's 31 years old. God, should know better, right? Yeah. So, so he was raiding the women's rating, R-A-T-E-D, not raid, rating, the women's bathroom at Disney World in Florida. And now there's calls for him to be banned on TikTok. Change.org petition. That usually does it, right? Started by a concerned parent, has received over 500,000 signatures at the time. And this creator urged the platform to carefully evaluate Lily Tino's presence on it. Yeah, they don't really care. They just don't. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Here, let me go ahead and let me get just. Oh, World Showcase entries, 10 of 10 she did. Oh, she gave it 10 of 10. Let me go ahead and share the screen here. So, let me get rid of this, that, and let's share my screen. Oh, that's contact Mike Lee's office. Here we go. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's the bathroom pic that he was taking when he was raiding the bathroom. And there you go, right there. That's the guy. That's the guy. So we just I hope that Florida takes action. Let's see here. Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna stop scrolling. That's kind of dangerous. Let's just get rid of that right there. Okay, there we go. These yes. I just jumped over to the gram. Thank you for playing along on the gram. Good to see everybody. Mike's good to see you over here as well. Yes. These idiots know about socialism. The rich will move the businesses. Yeah, definitely. Yep. That's the point of it all. Yes. She's a handsome woman, isn't she? Good grief. Oh. But I mean, I just hope if for nothing else, it just slows him down. You know, that's really all I care about. Just slowing him down. Let's do this. I saw this from was it Pramila Jayapal today? This was fantastic. You see this thing? Yeah. This is climate change. Nope. If this is climate change, I think we're down. I think we're all good with it, unless you're up in the Northeast, forget that. But I mean, look at the variance on these. Look at this. Look at the variance, because it gives today's temperatures and a variance of the normal, and we're off maybe one here, cooler 10 degrees in the California Southland. -4 degrees here in we're 4 degrees cooler than we normally are here in Phoenix right now. This is climate change. Okay. Sign us up. Sign us all up. Yeah. Good grief, right? Brennan, this is summer. Yes, it's correct. Yes. It is what it is. And those variances are just, it's 12 degrees hotter in the Carolinas, and okay. Just fantastic. But what makes me laugh about all of this, it has nothing to do with Pramila, because again, what are you going to do? Pramila, you're going to try to pass more legislation. You're going to try to pass something that taxes us more. Y'all can't even fix potholes. Y'all can't even fix the freeway system. Anything, just taxing me more, you're going to fix the weather? You guys are idiots. We're not that dumb. Climate change. Remember, because it was global warming. That had to be climate change because the climate wasn't warming up. Now it's climate change. Every hurricane, see? Every tornado, see? Look, every earthquake, see? But we get a little break as Jeff Bezos is getting married. And Jeff Bezos is apparently he's rented Venice for the day, or he bought it and he's going to sell it for a small profit when he's done with the wedding. Everybody who's who. Everybody going. All the climate activists are going there. Oh, DiCaprio and Oprah and Spielberg and all these punks that are Bill Gates, all these punks that are talking about climate change and how your F-150 and my F-150 or whatever you drive is causing it, but not for no. We're all taking our private jets out there because we need to go to a wedding. What I was reading before I came on the show, it's kind of interesting because Meghan Markle apparently is super, super jealous, like obsessed jealous with Bezos's wife. Yeah. I did see it. Apparently she was a reporter at one time. I don't know anything about her because I don't care. But I did see an interview with her interviewing Bill Clinton about his new workout programs years and years ago. He was getting interviewed by her. He's like, "Hi, you're kind of special." Yeah, I've been working on the obliques, if you know what I'm saying. All right. I mean, yeah, they're going. Greenpeace is involved. Greenpeace is now protesting and a wedding. It's a wedding, dude. It's a billionaires get married. That they do. I mean, if that's the look you want, I'm just saying that Jeff could probably do better. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, she might have a lovely personality, but Jeff, my man, play the single card for I don't know, just maybe a couple of years or decades. Yeah, just do the single thing for a while, bro. Just date, just ball it up. Nope, getting married. That prenup had to look like the World Almanac. I swear to you, it had to. Oh my gosh, yes. Let's see, but they didn't even they pulling HOV plan. Yeah, I'm telling you, they might have. I don't know. Maybe they carpooled. Yeah, exactly, carpooled. High occupancy vehicles that they are. But anyway, Jeff Bezos is getting the hitched, and good for him. Everybody's got to sign NDAs, by the way. Everyone signs non-disclosure agreements going to Jeff Bezos' wedding, and why? That creeps me out right there. I'm like, okay, dude, have an expensive wedding, go nuts, do your thing, make Meghan Markle jealous, which makes me so happy. Just do that. Go for it. But NDAs, why? Why? What are you going to have at your party there that no one can talk about, that no one can film, that no one can discuss after it's over? That is some scary crap, man. I don't trust any of these guys. I don't trust any of these guys. Let me see if I can find this. Oh yeah, this is the Greenpeace one. Greenpeace one is anti-Bezos protest. They took a giant banner and put it into to the middle of let's see here. Amazon founded just Bezos in St. Mark's Square in Venice. They put this giant thing in there, and it says, if you can rent Venice for your wedding, you can pay more tax. I swear to God. Here we go. That was Greenpeace's protest. If you can rent Venice, you can pay more tax. Who's educating these idiots? Who is educating these idiots? You can pay more tax. Dude, he pays enough tax. God, I remember the good old days where we'd buy something from Amazon. You didn't have to pay tax. Remember that? Oh, yes. Yeah, Diddy might be going, Daniel. Who knows? You never know. Don't worry. The CIA will have another Diddy. Don't worry. Somebody's going to be having some freak offs and filming all that stuff. So NDAs won't really work on that in any way. So, all right, let's keep cruising right along here, and we'll have some Jasmine Crockett on here in a minute because it's Friday, and why the hell not, right? Yeah, the green does stand for money. It's a money piece. Did y'all ever watch Whale Wars? That was one of my most guilty pleasures ever. I loved Whale Wars. Whale Wars was the Sea Shepherds. That was a spinoff of Greenpeace because the head of the Sea Shepherds was one of the two founders of Greenpeace. They were fantastic. Okay, what's we're getting jumped on here? See what happens here. Holy cow. Okay, hold on. There's a lengthy comment that just came in here. Let's get going here from Amber. See what you got going here. Per Fox Business. All right. U.S. economy shrunk at an annual rate of 0.5 for the first quarter. Sad Q2 ends in 3 days. If we have another quarter like that, recession will be official. Something. We've been in an unofficial recession for a hot minute. It's just going to have the R word thrown in there, and that's it. Rates will be changed, and then once rates go down, things will pop up. There's so many spinning plates, and Amber, I do appreciate you saying that and sharing that. There's so many spinning plates when it comes to that. Like, I really didn't give it much weight when they were telling the Biden that we were in a secret recession under Biden, and they're not giving us the numbers. I'm like, it's a lot going on. Let's see here. I appreciate that, Amber. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yes. Found guilty of felonies. You might want to do a little research on that. You might want to do a little research on that. Yeah. And also you see here, you said president found liable for sexual abuse. You might want to look into her interview with Anderson Cooper, where she claimed rape is sexy. I want you to just do a little research before you pop in here and go for it. So yeah. And then if you can give me the felonies that he has been convicted of, that would be fantastic. That would be fun. Found liable sexual abuse and fraud. If you can give me the fraud claim that he'd been found guilty of as well, I would love that. It is our place in American history, Amber. It truly is. So here we are. Then make change. That's all I can say. I mean, I mean, we could fly off the handle for hours about his predecessor and his predecessor and his predecessor, and we could talk about it anyway. We could talk trash about W if we want to. We could talk trash about Reagan. We could talk trash about Clinton. We could talk. I mean, every single president we've had, somebody from the other side has gone, this is our place in history. This is kind of where we're at. So anyway, all right. Appreciate that, Amber. Thank you. But anyway, the moving to this here, where's it going with this? It is a great time to be alive, isn't it, Michael? It's funny, when I was doing terrestrial radio here in Phoenix, when I was doing it for a long time, people would always ask. It was during the end of the Trump 1.0 and all through the Biden presidency. People always ask, so how's it going? I'm like, narrating the fall of the Republic. That's what I get to do. Every day I get to get on air and I get to narrate the fall of the Republic. Oh, yes. Yes. It is a wild time. It is an absolute wild time to be on. I remember my co-host Rob. I remember him asking me when Biden got elected. He said, the hell are we going to talk about with Biden in office? Oh, hold my beer, my friend. Hold my beer. Yeah. But hey, thank you guys for playing along and being here. We'll keep. I told you we'll have some little bit of Jasmine Crockett here because it's the end of the week, and of course we're gonna be able to have some fun, as much fun as we can. I got these two confused all the time. These two bozos, Jake Tapper. Look at this here. I'm gonna put them up here.
Then was running in the first place.
So these two fools. I Chuck Todd and Jake Tapper. I always confuse them on CNN because they almost shared a brain, and for them to come out, and actually I would love Amber's opinion on this too, because I really would, and I'm being sincere when I say this, Amber, because those usually against Donald Trump are kind of pro CNN kind of vibe usually, and if I'm overgeneralizing, I apologize. But let's get to Chuck Todd here. These guys are talking as if they had no part of the cover-up of Joe Biden. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me that these two are having this.
For me, the original sin was running in the first place.
Oh, well, yes, I've heard you talk about this because
his family was in
talk
crisis.
over each other. Right, because his daughter and his son were addicted to drugs.
I followed that Hunter Biden trial soup to nuts. I read every single transcript. I read all of the testimony. I cannot believe to this day, Jake, that Hunter Biden, that Joe Biden did this to his kids.
Listen to this. They have zero credibility. They have no credibility. None. If they had an ounce of credibility, it's gone. It's gone. These guys covered up the entire thing. Remember they covered up the bag of cocaine. They covered up his it's like, oh yeah, there's no way it was Hunter Biden. They covered up everything. They covered up how Joe Biden had more vacation than any other president in history, spent more time in Delaware on the beach than he did being a president. They covered all of this up. All of it. And now they're talking like this. Oh, yes. Well, for me, it's this.
So somebody close to the family.
I can't believe that he did it.
Somebody close to the family told us, and this is in the book, that everybody knows, some of the family aphorisms like, my word is a Biden, or, et cetera, et cetera. A lesser known Biden family saying is, don't call a fat person fat. And by that they mean, It's not about politeness. It's about hiding truths, not acknowledging truths. And this person close to the family suggested that there are lots of truths that the family did not want to face up to. One, Bo is dying. Mm-hmm. Two, Hunter is addicted.
And you guys let him, by the way, when Bo died, you guys let him over and over and over again, him, Joe Biden. You let Joe Biden say that he died in war. That he died in Iraq. You guys let him keep saying that. He didn't. He was an attorney. And he was over there. He came back and then died of brain cancer. And you, Jake Tapper, Chuck Todd, smashed anyone that would suggest that Bo Biden died anywhere other than the battlefield. You guys covered this. Now listen to you guys.
To drugs. 3, Joe Biden cares about his family more than he cares about anything else. Mm-hmm. And those 3 are not true. This person close to the family said, and that's when you talk about his running in 2020. I think that comes to bear because obviously he was putting his ambition, and if you want to be charitable, his hopes to save the country from Trumpism or whatever, obviously he was putting that above what was going on with his family and his 2 children and their struggles.
No, he always put everything. He put himself above everything. Here's the deal, and this just understand why he ran nonsense. You're learning a lot of that during this auto pen thing, and this auto pen thing is going to get. I think it's going to get nasty. It's going to get bad. The DNC told Joe Biden, basically, we want to thank you. We're going to remember how they hooked the primaries again. They took Secretary Mayor Pete out. They took Klobuchar out. And then they got Clyburn to jump in there for Biden. And then, boom, straight to just grease the skids right to the White House. This was a thank you. Joe Biden, 50 years of your racist nonsense, but you were a willing and active and able soldier for the Democrat Party. Vice president as well. That was their thank you to him. You're going to you're going to retire as the president of the United States. You're riding off into the sunset as the president of the United States, and no one can ever take that away from you. And they knew that he was going to have, they knew he isn't going to know anything about what he was doing. Let's put it that way. So they got this auto pen thing, and they ran a presidency through Joe Biden because Joe Biden didn't know what the hell was going on. He's like, okay. All he was worried about was standing on the X that they put down for him at appearances. I think it can't. Raymond, it's a good question. I think so. If they're now looking, if there is a paper trail, essentially, and this is how I understand it, and I'm going to just layman this because this is the only way I can understand it. If there is a paper trail that comes from Joe Biden and says, I need this to be signed, sign it with AutoPen, have so-and-so run this under AutoPen for me. I'm in Delaware or I'm somewhere else. I can't sign this, AutoPen this for me. If everything has that kind of a paper trail, I think there's nothing that can be done. And by the way, I would feel a lot better. As much as I couldn't stand him, his policies, that entire administration, it would at least be okay. At least they went through the protocols and they did it right. But I don't think that that's the case. I think that they signed a lot of legislation that he knew nothing about. They signed pardons that he knew nothing about. I think that we're going to find out that there was a lot of pay for play. There was a lot of kickbacks and money and bribes that were thrown out for the auto pen and the pardons. Apparently, the only pardon he signed was Hunter's pardon. That's what I understand. So yes, it's tough though, Raymond, because if I'm sorry, guys, if you didn't see what Raymond said there, it stay with me on this, okay? Stay with me. If Barack Obama was not born in the United States, who cares? I don't care. I really don't. I mean, I care, but nothing. If that is found to be the truth, that he wasn't, We have the largest constitutional crisis in our nation's history, and I don't think we can stomach it right now. So I'm like, okay, they slipped one past the goalie. If that's the case, fine. They slipped one past the goalie. They scored on us. It is what it is. It was what it was. Okay? I don't know if we want to get into this auto pen thing. We might have a constitutional crisis on our hands. What do you do? How do you put that toothpaste back in the tube? How do you undo that legislation? How do you undo, you know what I mean? It seems daunting to me. It's just a layman. It seems daunting to me. It might be a hell of a lot easier in DC world. I have no idea. But to me, it just seems like it seems like it's a tough one. That's definitely a tough one. But I'm telling you, but again, look what happens if we do. We say it was Mira Tandon or whatever the hell her name is. It was her. She's the one that did all of this. She essentially ran the White House. It was Susan Rice. Hell, it was Obama hitting the enter on the auto pen. Who whatever it is. Are we ready? Are we ready for that? But here's what we're not going to see. I know heads are going to roll. You might see some hearings. I haven't seen one perp walk yet, y'all. And I've seen some of the most shady crap I have ever seen, from COVID to USAID to pardons. I've seen some of the shadiest stuff I've ever seen. Epstein, the shadiest of Diddy ever. And nobody's perp walking except for Diddy. And he'll probably get off. They've already dropped 3 of the charges, I believe. So he's going to be just fine because he's connected to the CIA. He's an asset. He's just getting dragged through the mud. He didn't even testify. They didn't even call one witness on his behalf. He's going to get off. So when we talk about the auto pen stuff, who knows? Even if they find out again that it was Michelle Obama, nobody's going to get in trouble. Nobody. It sucks. It just absolutely sucks. It's a crappy system in that regard. It really is. Like I said, we're the greatest nation of people in the world. We're not the greatest nation in the world. We are a screwed up nation, but we the people are the greatest nation, I believe, for sure. Because it's you, it's me, that's us. All right, let's see what Jasmine got to say. Let's see. What are we saying? Were we done with those bozos? Oh, okay. Let's see what else they have to say.
Look, I mean, you and I covered, for most of our professional lives, the story of Joe Biden was this guy cared about his family so much he commuted home every night from Washington.
Not bouncing, Chuck.
Now, by the way,
what else you could say is this man was so ambitious that after his family went through that tragedy, he commuted every day to work. Right. Like it's the same story.
He had his narrative. Had his sister help raise his boys.
I sit here, I look at this and I think, were we sold a 40-year bill of goods?
Yes, 100% you were, and you weren't sold. You helped sell it. Literally helped sell it. You knew that dude was showering with his daughter into her teen years. Sick bastard. Holy cow. I mean, that's in her freaking diary. Oh, but the diary was stolen. Okay. Does it make that part of the story lesser because it was stolen? She admitted to it. Crazy. All right, I told you guys I'd have some Jasmine Crockett because Jasmine. I don't know what she's saying here. I have no idea. I just saw this clip. We're pulling it. We're gonna see what it is.
It's been bombs, missiles, all kinds of stuff. And to be clear, I've still not gotten any type of briefing. So just so y'all know,
you're not on the defense committee, sweetie. You're not going to get a briefing.
Nobody's tried to call us in for a top secret briefing.
Nobody needs to.
At all.
Nobody needs to.
As whole sitting members of Congress, but whatever. So, so I wanted to make sure that y'all knew that. So unfortunately, my information is not any more advanced than the information that you're getting, whether you're watching TV or if you're on social.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't the Jasmine Crockett post I wanted. Son of a. What the heck did I pull that for? Yeah, sometimes maybe I gotta lay off the bourbon with my Cheerios. Maybe we'll do that. Nope. Dang it. All right. Well, okay. I guess I didn't pull. There you go. Good joke. Oh, she's absolutely the worst. Literally the worst. She just is. And that's Jasmine Crockett. Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, Trump doesn't act presidential. Can I give you Exhibit A over here with AOC and Jazzy McJazzerson? Jazzy McJazzersize. Let's see here. Is he given top secret meeting because, yeah. Yeah, Derek, it's probably it. They're like, listen, yeah, we need to get people briefed that aren't social media darlings that will just go ahead and take top secret information and spout it on some kind of on a live stream, right? I mean, it's not reading the room. Putting her up on a pedestal and putting this Yama Shama Boo Boo, whatever his name is the head, the Democrat candidate for the mayor of New York City. The Democrats have stopped reading the room. They're just not. They live in their own bubble. Rahm Emanuel was right. Rahm Emanuel said that the Democrats are just talking to hear themselves talk. They're in their own little bubble, and they think they're right, and they think they're so elite about everything, and they're so educated, and they can do so much better. It just keep reading it like that. Let's see here. What do we got on man hating? Oh, this is out of the Wall Street Journal. We'll wrap it up with this today. American women have never been this resigned to stay single. The challenges of finding a romantic partner have been made more complicated by a growing divide in education and career prospects between men and women. Dating is the only thing you can put 10,000 hours into and end up right back where you started, says Katie Kirsch, who was 30 and runs a leadership coaching startup out of New York City. I know who she voted for. Ramped down her search for a husband. Maybe that's probably where you're a little off there. That she dated either seemed turned off by her ambition or weren't career oriented enough for her. This is, by the way, it's the Wall Street Journal, and this Katie Kirsch is the exception to the rule. This is an example of I would say journalistic malpractice. This is not that is not it. Women are not just because I'm so powerful, the men can't be with me. No, that's not it. It's just there's some career minded women that are too picky or just don't really feel the vibe and stay single. Okay. It's not a crisis. It's not a crisis. It's not a crisis to jump on the other side and then be like, oh, women should have more traditional this and that and work. And then no. Let Katie do Katie. That's totally okay. But there's no stats, no studies, no anything like that. It's just increasingly more women are entering the workplace and not able to find a mate. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Hey, you guys, thanks for playing along. Sorry, it's been a really, really weird week with migraines and just weirdness. So back normal schedule next week, and it's all going to be here on In Other News. Y'all have a great weekend out there. It's going to be super, super hot. So remember, like that dingbat said, this is global warming. No, this is climate change. Yeah. This is Sparta in my world. All right, you guys have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday right here on In Other News. Thanks for playing along.